Stanley's with us. He's getting snacks. We got Tut-Tuck next to Grandma Retta. Wait, Ma. And Tut-Tuck. And Luna's back there. Grandma Retta got a new pillow today. I went to the Dollar General or whatever the place is next to Albertsons. Had the most positive exchange with the fella at the store today. And he wasn't even from Taos. No, he came up from Morales, I think he said. I said, where's that? He said, on the other side of the hill, mountain, whatever. Just, a zippity dip. And I said, well, thanks for coming all the way to work so I could get the stuff I need today. I appreciate you doing that. I gave him a sticker.
Yes, that's nice.
And then he's like, oh, this sticker's right up there. And then he showed me they put my sticker up on the on the counter. I got a picture of it. Where is it? Where is it? I was going to show you too. Here, like by the snacks and the lighters and stuff like that. If you zoom in, it's right there. He's like, right on. Well, you can't see it. He said, right on. I had a couple in my pocket. And so I gave him, this is a 3-inch one. I gave him a 4-inch. He said, I'll put it up at my store. I said, right on. That would make me feel real good. I'd appreciate that. Thanks.
Oh, nice.
So my sticker's getting around. I'm just trying to build community. That's all. Because there's plenty for everybody. But the people that have it all on top and that have the lack mentality in their brain that there's people down there that don't deserve fucking basic needs and a roof over their head and flesh that doesn't rot, people wouldn't have so many addictions if they didn't have to live in such miserable conditions. It's just how it is. But the ones that like to create the miserable conditions, they're just a bunch of stupid cousins on power trips. So this is what the world we get. Now what did I do with the other headphones? So we're just all chilling. We're just all having a nice quiet day. We're sheltering in place. Yeah, I did today's talk. I called today's talk, Mom, Free Will Causes Every Civilization to Collapse. So I live in New Mexico, and the only thing that New Mexico is first in, is number one in, is just going around and doing whatever you want. And when people don't take the time to educate themselves, I don't care what state you live in. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are from. See, my whole life, people are like, they always called my mom crazy. They tried to call her crazy. She was never crazy. She just talked about the stupid bullshit that people like my grandma and dad got away with, because my dad was definitely one of those guys that whenever he got in trouble, he would just throw his mom's name out there and he'd always get out of it. And I never got out of trouble. They always made me the ultimate example, so fuck that, dude. And so, they put my mom in a state mental institution, and she didn't, they've done terrible things just because they had the power to do so. And this is back in the 70s, so I never knew of a system that wasn't corrupt. The world I live in, the system's always been corrupt. And so when you have people that just do what they want to do because they have advantage, that doesn't make them intelligent people. That doesn't that doesn't mean that they're doing the right things in life. And there's a lot of people that maybe they're not doing illegal acts today, and maybe they haven't done it in 5 years or 10 years. The fact is how many people in America, how many important people have done scumbag bullshit, and they never redeemed their behavior. They never got to deal with the consequences. They just, don't tell anybody, hush money, whatever. Just because people, like my brother got his record expunged when he was a young man in the beginning of his program. he made bad decisions and robbed a freaking distribution center, and judge said, like, I think he even asked to talk to my brother in private without my mom. Like, my mom told me this, right? And so, my brother will say that never happened. He'll gaslight you because he's a big, important lawyer. Because they don't want you to know that it's just pageantry. It's just a show. It's just, it's staged. It's contrived as reality. Like, just don't end up in, if they don't speak truth and end up in front of a judge. You got to just be on the right side of the laws. And in order to be on the right side of the laws, you got to know the laws. And I spent quite a bit of time familiarizing with local laws, county laws, because they just make shit up. But the whole thing is, like, I was in the military where they had all these rules, regulations, policies, and procedures, and every day I saw people freaking breaking them. They never got in trouble because they were because they were the cool kids. And I would be like, hey, that's against the rules. They're like, Marge, just go with the flow, just chill. And I'd be like, well, why are you why do we even have them then? And that's what the reality of America is we have rules, regulations, policies, and procedures to keep people locked away that, like, people just don't want to hear. And where I live, it's dangerous in New Mexico because people they're not that. I mean, they don't take the effort to educate themselves. Like, you don't cause harm to other people. They're sheltering in place right now in my neighborhood. I live like half mile from where there was a shooting, I guess this afternoon, like within the last 2 hours. They don't know who did it. 2 people got shot on this little side road that I sometimes take. Like, nobody is safe. Like, because people are unhinged because they don't have emotional control. And then when you add alcohol in it, you have people that never drink water, so they're dehydrated. God, the number of people that have they're thinking goofy ways just because they don't got no water in their system. It's just stupid. These things are easily remedied, but people have to, go around, do whatever they want, or they feel like, or they don't feel like, and then what do we have? A freaking never fallen society. The Biff is out of control. Orange Man, controller of Corp USA. Dude's unhinged. He's what happens when you're told yes your whole entire life and you're not told no. And you get to a place where it's just like you're perpetually... He's gonna spin himself out. He's like the general on toys. He's the dad, like, oh, yeah, war. Like, he's just like power control. Like, he did a 180, And that's what they all do because it's contrived. It's just give America enough that they'll be interested. Never give them enough to realize that both sides, political, both sides. There's no two-party system. It's a circle jerk of greed. It's all like to keep America thinking that it's invested, like it has a hand in the reality of how America's supposed to be, but still it's the same bullshit they've been doing since the 50s, 60s, still my body, still they haven't sorted it out, but the same people that were stopping things back then that, like, it's just America's a joke. It's a lie. Because it's a free-for-all in real life. Where I live, it's a free-for-all. One thing I learned a long time ago, I've lived in cities. I've lived in Sacramento. I've been to San Francisco. I've done a lot of, like, transit, trolley buses, like, stuff like that. I've been around a lot of places where there's large groups of people, and you can tell about, like, a lot about these groups of people, about how clean the places are, And I'm so tired. Like, and now Taos is amongst one of those cities that is so small and so quaint, but now you have dog shit on the sidewalk. So I think so much less of the people that own this town. control it, whatever, because like it's such a small place, and it's like they want all these people to come here, and all these people come here, and this is what we get. Now it's one of those places that I remember when Omaha turned, because Omaha was always a clean place, and I remember like when that spirit of that city turned, and I was just like, I got a ticket for having my big old comfy couch on my porch. I would sit on that porch and just like watch the world go by, like, you know, and then the city started cracking down, and I'm like, you know, fuck you guys, like trying to tell me what kind of furniture. And then I really started seeing like, oh my god, systems are not in place to support constituents in any environment. Systems are only in place. It's like a welfare system for the organization that makes up the system, whether it's the metropolitan utility district, or it's, you know, the favorite restaurant. Like, these are all little ecosystems, and only certain personalities are welcome to be a part of their group, because everything's a club. And I'm not welcome in clubs anymore, so I'm going to start my own club as civilization is collapsing. And funny story, I didn't even get the notification from the shooting that's like a half mile from my house. I didn't even from anything in the local area. No, it was like an article from Albuquerque Journal Facebook page said, yeah, so that was kind of funny. And then there was a 7.3 earthquake. Like the earth's shaking up, you know. God willing, and the creek don't rise, or if it do rise, Mom, we'll all go together, huh? Right? So, I was going to go, I thought maybe we could go out for a drive, but I'm not really up for it. And these energies, like tomorrow is not a go out day. Joni Patry, I thank you for your reports and your guidance, because that's why I listen to astrology. Because yeah, there are days that I will not go out because fucking people are unhinged, and it's evident by shootings within a half mile from where. But we grew up around dangerous stuff. Like, this isn't. I mean, we can just add it to the list of all the bullshit. Like, I remember when we lived on Manzanita Lane across the street from Mission Square on Bocelli Lane in Omaha. That's in Redding. Remember when the lady, the receptionist across the way, got stabbed 11 times?
Oh.
And we couldn't go home?
Yeah.
Because she got stabbed, because the police, they had the whole road blocked off. Like, the lawyer, the dude that, like, her boss, like, had an idea of what their relationship was like in his mind, and her reality was substantially different. And that's what's happening now, because people do what they want, and there's so many people that are not like of sound mind. They're just not sound in their mind. They're not. It's not. So me and Mom have just been watching Schitt's Creek this evening. I'm late to the Schitt's show. Shit show. I see my brain is hooked on phonics. So it's so funny. I wake up this morning and I tell my friend, I said, like, look, see, there's no clouds, there's nothing on the radar. And then at like 3 o'clock you look at it and the United States is just spattered. But I don't look at the world as the same way other people do. I look at it as just a series of experiences that people live where their heart is drawn to, you know? Like, and people that live where they have always lived, the born and raised, like, that's where their heart's drawn to. Like, they never had the wandering, traveling spirit. Yet there are these people that are like these little, you know, nomads all over that just travel around, you know, kind of comparing, like, hey, this is how it is here, you know, actual accounts of things, you know, the journalists, the reporters, whatever, travelers, it's all the same thing. And And now all these people are supposed to have these life experiences, you know. They never had all these life experience. All these people, they're like in their 30s, 40s talking about, man, this is the worst thing, you know, 60s, in their 60s talking about, this is the worst thing. I don't understand how, like, when something happens serious, or when something isn't going wrong, I got to give away 4 waters today. That's what I like to do. That's when I'm in kind of a low point and I'm not feeling like I need to be out in the community. There's always things that you can do to help people. And I just leave an ice chest in my back seat, and I just keep filling it with bottles of water and then throwing ice on it. And so whenever I see people on the road, I just pull up and offer if they want water. And they could take it or leave it. That's all. At least they're going to have an option, because people, they don't have options. They're given less than us option, because the people at the top, the control freaks, they feel powerless, because they're like, God, they got all this power, all this control, and they're still unhappy. So let's just see what we can do. Misery loves company, so they're making all these other people uncomfortable too. It's just, it's awful, it's terrible, and I want to turn things around, because there's plenty enough for everybody, especially in New Mexico, for fuck's sakes. Like, it's a weed state, it's an oil state. I just saw an article, did I get a screenshot of it? State Land Office nets record $56 million in July oil and gas leases. That's one fucking month. Like, why can't people have $2,000 a month? It's stupid. Just because they're a human being. Because they got so much, they don't care. Governor, she's flying off to Dubai, her vacations, you know. She don't, why would you care that people have enough to, and then let people have to make their own choices from that? Since they're not giving people any kind of fucking, dude, affordable housing is a myth. What did I just do? Affordable housing is a myth. Are you gonna take my seat? I was sitting in the dog bed. I have these 2 dog beds piled over. Do you want me to move it? She says, no, I will take it. I'm the Pop-Tart girl. She's so cute. Look at her. She's the best girl in the world. She says, get that dang pillow out of the way. I'm not in the mood. But I'm in the mood. Okay, hold on, huh? It's okay. I'm apologetic. Let me get that pillow out of the way for you. There you go, honey bear. There you go. There you go. I'm sorry about it. Go, honey bear. There. She says, thank you for making it nice and not scary for me. Good girl, honey bear. Good girl. Oh, you're not going to go? You're going to go around the other side? You said buzz off, Buzzerton. She says, I'm the boss, hoss.
I'm the boss.
Bitches get stitches.
Yeah.
She's such a pretty girl. She's so pretty. They don't miss Benny. Huh. Look, boy talks. What's the matter, honey bear? Blabbing too much. Are you getting hungry, Ma?
A little bit.
Not a lot. Mom made a whole can of raviolis. Oh. Chef Boyardee raviolis.
Oh,
oops, it's okay. Come here. I didn't know they were Conagra food.
What kind of food?
Conagra, same as Denison's chili.
Oh, I'm not familiar with those at all.
So yeah, there's gonna, the next few days, a lot of people are gonna make a lot of bad decisions. Yep. They're gonna say a lot of things, do a lot of things, act in a lot of ways that, and every single one of them are gonna have that little voice that says, "Don't do it. Stop. 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 Don't do it. Don't." And then they're gonna just do it, and then freaking lessons learned. I hope, you know, because I think that there's just too much bullshit out there of assholes, men and women. It don't matter the gender, it don't matter the color. Just too many people that have done terrible things in their lives. They never even got in trouble for it, but they caused harm to people. Like they hurt people, and people have been carrying around this hurt, because nobody cares, because justice don't. But see, understand is that people are corrupt and the legal system's corrupt. But the universe is very just. So that is why karma is real. That is why whatever you do to people, you suck. Dude, people were not talking about, how come more and more people are talking about cursed land? Cursed land is just where lives are lost for no particular reason, where somebody benefits in some capacity. Oh well, life goes on. Like, no, they didn't have to, or when terrible things like domestic violence happens, that and people just sit by and watch, that land is now desecrated because there's shit there, and look at how much of that is all across America. Just people that just idly stand by, the swines just waiting for the pearls to be cast upon them just because, they think they're wonderful human beings just because they participate in all the same nonsense that their neighboring sheeple do? No. Now the consequences are happening just because, people were too busy living that best lives. And I see it everywhere. I see it. Like, I'm seeing it all over the place. The conferences in Sedona continue. It's just like all these people, they play so much and they're vacationing here and they're having their astrology talks on this ship and on that ship and this vacation. And I'm just like, no, dude, we're the real spiritualists are freaking wiping butts. Like we don't get to go to conferences, the ones that are really holding the space, the ones that are really diligently doing the work, this other spiritual bypass. What do? What do they do to add to the collective? You think fucking Jody Patry would ever drive around with water and give them to homeless people? Or Rick Levine or freaking, dude, that other guy, that Phoenix dude, he's in Kerrville. Why can't people just you're there's people working. You're not going to go do the stinky work yourself, but maybe do something to support the people that are doing the stinky work. Go get a couple loaves of bread, maybe some deli meat, throw some sandwiches together, bring some water, some juices, put them in your car and take them down to where people are doing the stinky work and just be like, hey man, thanks for doing this shit work, because I just am going to sit in front of my computer and not, just absorb all the blessings that the universe has bestowed upon me. Give me a fucking break with these conferences and their little fucking dance parties and their little fucking... That don't feed the homeless. That don't that don't help people stay clean. That don't give people a little bit of solace. That only serves the little collective, the little group, and that shit drives me crazy. So I don't participate that. Sometimes I'll go to watch, but nah, mostly. I mean, I've seen this. I've traveled around and seen this stuff in my life a lot, and they're all false for profits as far as I'm concerned, because I haven't ever seen any of these people out when I'm out and about doing my service work. So maybe they're out doing it in the middle of the night, but probably not. Anyway, that's what I got for now. All just because what people do with their free will. All because of free will, civilizations fall. I think that's so funny, just because of what people feel like or don't feel like doing. And now back to Schitt's Creek, Ma.